Be quickie.
Yeah, welcome everyone to the April 1st Water and Sewer meeting. Someone want to make a motion, we accept the March 4th minutes?
So moved.
Okay, so moved. Mark, if you'd like to come up and introduce yourself, and you're on the agenda.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate your time. Brother Mark Banners, I'm up at the National Shrine. I take care of facilities up there. So we have our own fire hydrant water system up there that we built 25 years ago. So the Marians built it because we were going to do a visitor center up there, and it was required at that time to have it sprinkled. That was our first building ever to be built. So we put the fire hydrant system in, the pumping system that pumps out of the bog, goes through a pump, which is connected to a giant Caterpillar diesel generator, and then it pumps to the hydrants. Well, that project never happened. That project died. And so for 25, so the new monastery we're doing, that's actually our first project that we need a hydrant system. But now our system it's 25 years old. What we did was, when they were doing the sewer, running the sewer line, they needed some water. They were going to use our hydrants. When they ran the system, the pipe, the shaft was broken or had broke. So the 13-foot long shaft that pumps the water up broke. So we wouldn't even the way it is now, with it being our own, we wouldn't even know it was broke until we get it tested every year in late summer. So we would not even known it was broke. So luckily, the construction company needed it. So now we know we have a problem. So at that time when we put it in, there wasn't the infrastructure from the city to do it. That's why we had to take it out of the bog. Obviously, nobody's happy about pumping water out of the bog or what we need to do in the bog. So we're hoping that we can connect to the city now that your infrastructure is a lot better, that we can connect ours. There's 6 hydrants, and then right now just the gift shop is a sprinkled building. And then in '06, the monastery will come on as a sprinkled building. So anyway, yeah, it was a surprise to us, and we've been rushing around trying to like, what do we do? Because the pumps aren't custom. I mean, the pumps aren't just off the shelf. Every fire pump is custom. So the shaft we have, we're talking months to have it custom built, and it's just, and then the generator is 25 years old, and everything's like our system's old. So ideally, our goal is to hook up now to the cities and then just use that. And then we know there's going to be water available. You know, we're not dealing with the bog anymore. So that's where we are. So we're just asking permission to move forward with the engineering study of it and be able to hook up. And Brad's here with our consultant Encore. He has a lot of the details of what the system is right now. And
Yeah, I think definitely an engineering study should be done. What's your thoughts, Mike?
So, Mike, I've been emailing Mike Mahoney, so, and some technical stuff, obviously. I'm pretty sure they put I don't know if it's all ductile iron or not, but being that it was pumped out of the bog, and I don't really see a huge problem with this happening as far as water, but there's a lot of questions I have, and I don't want to bog the whole, no pun intended, but bog the meeting down with all the details. But, you know, being a water system, we got to worry about buildings that are sprinklered. I'm sure with a system that you have, I don't know if they have backflow preventers or not, but we got to have backflow preventers on the buildings, all the typical fire stuff.
Yeah, these would all be things that we do as part of the engineering. I don't know how deep you wanted to go into with that. I mean, obviously we need to have a backflow preventer installed.
Yeah.
Preferably I'm pretty sure it's still gonna require a fire pump.
Yeah, you're at the highest point of the system, so.
We're gonna need a pump for the pressure, which just as long as we have the GPM available, which I'm sure isn't gonna be an issue out of your line there. When it gets down to basically once you give permission and you say, yeah, we're okay with moving forward with this, we'll get all the details on how many GPMs we're gonna need exactly.
Yeah.
And then if you allow the backflow to go on the discharge side of the fire pump, or if you're gonna require it on the suction side of the fire pump.
Probably, yeah, whichever. The biggest thing too is obviously being a water system that pumped out of a pond, basically. Going forward, we're gonna have to have that system flushed with and chlorinated and dechlorinated and maybe bacteria tested before, because if there's any, you know.
You don't wanna get any of that to them.
Yeah, right. So,
Understood.
yeah, and it's 12-inch ductile iron. We did leave a service tap for the shrine when we built that. That was a request, but I think it's 8-inch. I'm not sure if that's big enough, being at that.
That could be determined with
Yeah.
those engineering calculations. I know everything right now is 8-inch.
Everything's 8-inch right now.
What's that?
Everything right now is 8-inch, the suction pipe coming into the pump, it's broken, and, you know.
That's probably why you did it.
Yeah, and then, like I said, we have 12-inch ductile iron feeding that.
The sprinkler systems themselves there don't require much at
Right.
all. It's really, the 250 GPM that were calculated for the hydrants on top of the sprinkler systems. That's
Yeah.
right.
And that water tank there's 603,000 gallons it
Yeah.
holds.
It's huge.
Yeah, so,
So you're the fire protection contractor.
Sure.
And have you retained a fire protection engineer
We have one on staff.
on staff?
Okay.
So you're providing that service to the Marians?
Correct.
Okay.
And
I think-
before anything happens, we're gonna go through the whole permit process, very involved with the water department, talking with the fire chief. He was like, really, water department in terms of the flows and all that kind of stuff, and making sure that they're good with all that.
Yeah, I think you need to keep in contact, communication with Mike.
yeah, we can dive into the
Open,
deep.
transparent.
Yeah.
We'll be communicating a lot about it along the way.
Yeah, he's very happy with the idea when Mike talked to him about it, because I mean, like right now, there's no water and nobody would have known it.
Yeah,
At least with the cities,
Yeah,
you guys are gonna know instantly if you have water or don't have water.
Yeah.
And you have the backup pumps and you got all that stuff, so we're.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, my cell phone number is on the email that, and you can give me a call whenever and we can dive into the details and
Yep, absolutely.
whatever you want to do, that's fine. Or I can meet you up at the shrine if you're on site or whatever, so.
Yeah, once we have the green light that you're all right with us tying into that, or at least starting the process of that, we'll begin the engineering.
I think the biggest thing will be just knowing the flows and I mean, I don't know. You got two buildings on the spring.
It's 1,500 GPM at 106 PSI is what the system required. Fire pump curve goes to 150% of that, which is 2,250 at 79 PSI. So worst case scenario would be 2,250 gallons per minute.
That's with fully involved thing, yeah.
That, I mean, it's
Yeah.
a couple sprinkler heads going off. No, I mean,
Right.
and the biggest thing is whatever they're directed off the hydrants.
Right.
so what was the capacity of the old pump?
1,500 gallons a minute at 106 PSI to meet the requirements.
So your new pump, you have.
Probably sized exactly the same, to be honest. I mean, we've got to calculate that because of the runs and the pipe sizes. And then with the backflow preventer, you're gonna lose a little bit of pressure loss there, so. You know, might have to go up a little pressure, maybe not, don't know until we really dive into.
And use the same building that's down by the.
We were talking about that,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that would be ideal.
You're gonna gain a little more
They've already
pressure.
got the power there, they've already got the room there, the heat there for that, you know. Existing transfer.
And you'll gain a little more head pressure from
Yeah, going down
the hill,
sure.
yeah. So there's like 46 feet of water in that tank, 46 feet,
23 pounds of pressure.
yeah, something like that, yeah.
Mike, would you have a little more comfort if we had a chance to our engineer review those plans before?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a fire, you know, fire's all the whole different ball of wax, but
Right, but
I mean,
as far as connections go to our line and the
Yeah.
tank, where we have that tap, I mean, you've mentioned backflow preventers and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know about Don and John, but I think maybe if we just had a chance to run this by Dave Prickett or Steve Mack or
Sure.
one of our engineers, just to do a little review before you.
Yeah, and I
Proceed.
can email you those details on the worst case demand on gallons per minute. Like, I didn't want them to spend a whole bunch of money on designing and engineering.
oh,
stuff.
for sure,
Not gonna have
yeah,
permission.
yeah. I guess the basis would just be how much, you know, well, you can look at it anyway. I mean, we have 5,500 gallons a minute available on Main Street here. So, yeah, it's just, you know, how, it's obviously gonna draft right off of that tank. If there's a big, huge, hopefully nothing ever happens, you know, but with having the fire system available there and the trucks roll up there, you wouldn't think it'd be a prolonged thing, but we just have
I
to
would
know.
assume maybe a hydrant too on the suction line coming in to the main feed that they could draft off the too if they needed to.
Yeah,
The steamer connection
Yeah.
there.
You were talking about engineers. So Steve Mack does all of our drawings up there. He's got the whole campus.
yeah, we use them quite a
Yeah,
bit
so
too.
he's,
Yeah.
yeah. he can-
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, it won't hurt. And
Yeah,
I
no,
think it's just,
no, absolutely.
just something else that feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, maybe in this case, if Steve is their engineer, we may want.
Yeah.
Did brick it.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah, yeah.
Just to give it a once over, make sure the connections
Oh,
are
yeah, we
suitable.
Yep,
Yeah.
we have the same goal.
yeah,
I'll follow up with you, like I'll put an email together, kind of start the lines of communication going between us and.
yep, sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good.
So if it's all right, we want to move as fast as we can on our end.
Sure.
As we're out, I mean, we're putting in a temporary trailer thing down there to go.
And Vinny does know, there is a fire hydrant right at the water tank.
Okay.
There's a hydrant right there.
One of the one, that's working right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it's ours. And then,
Right.
there's one right at the water tank up near the, you know, right at the tank.
Yeah, you're
Not
not,
off the pump, it's there, it's off.
Oh, that's
off
good.
their city
Yeah,
water
that's
supply.
Yeah. It's our
I
hydrant.
saw that one out there.
Yeah, he was
Then there's one over in the field
Yeah.
where the cornfield, the corn used to be planted years ago, and then
okay,
it goes down Route 7 into town.
good to know. I'll tell him because he was concerned about with Divine Mercy Sunday, the buses. Because, you know, Divine Mercy Sunday is coming up, but we
Yeah.
don't use our buildings at all. Even the gift shop isn't attend. But he was concerned about the buses there, so I'll let
Yeah.
him know that there's
Yeah.
a hydrant right there, ready to go.
Yep,
So,
sounds good.
yeah, that'll help. Great.
Does your new plan, when the monastery goes in, will it be any hydrants near the new monastery?
That building's sprinkled, it has the connection on the
But
side of the building, yeah. So it's got the fire connection on.
But there should be a hydrant there for the fire department to connect to as well.
Yeah, there is one.
Yeah, I didn't know whether you had that in the plan or
There
not.
will be one.
Yeah, there has to be.
Okay.
You know, the ones on the side of the building where they.
No.
Oh, the Siamese, that's the
On
Siamese
the inside,
connection, yeah.
yeah, on the inside.
Well, that's the connection, but they have to have a source.
No, that's the source. That'll be-
No, that's,
Yeah, so yeah, the two on the side, they'll take their pumper truck and pump.
Oh, okay.
Into the
help
building.
the sprinkler system out, so it's a requirement that a hydrant has to be within like 50 feet or I don't know, or 100 feet,
Yeah,
whatever
right,
it is.
it'll come in place.
So that they can hook their pumper truck up to the
Yeah.
suction side and pull it through the pumper and into that.
that may already be in your
Yeah, I'm
civil
sure-
plan
I'm
anyway.
sure it probably is.
Yeah.
I'll double check though.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't,
Because the
my
fire.
board didn't do anything with the
Yeah.
new building, so I don't know this.
I mean,
And I
fire
don't-
check, the chief reviewed that over and like he's been through all of that.
And I don't think the domestic the pump station at the bottom of the driveway, that's capacity, there's not enough capacity there. Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good.
Not to say that the pump couldn't be maybe put in there, a fire pump specific to fire.
Yeah, it's pretty, I don't know if you've ever been in there.
I haven't.
It's pretty,
pretty
it's
tight.
pretty crowded.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not fit, I don't think you're gonna fit anything in there.
Good.
Right,
All right.
so.
You have our blessing, Father.
We're blessing up. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I noticed that, is that anybody beside me get Anita, I think it was Schwerner's, her,
Updates?
yeah, updates and similar to.
I saw the email, but,
Yeah, anyway, she posts a lot of stuff. Once she posted all the articles for town meeting and she posted ours, obviously. And I just want to make sure that everybody just knows what the articles are, how many you have. You have 3, I think, Tony, you have 3 too. each.
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5. Okay, so You just,
We're sharing one.
yeah, yeah, right.
Three, but half of it.
Right, half and half.
Mhm.
Okay, so you just want to, for the record, just, again, state what our articles will be at the town meeting.
Sure. Regarding the sewer articles, excuse me. The article should read pump station pumps overhaul for $25,000. That's one. I don't know how, what the numbers in the warrant will be, wherever they land. The other one would be sewer main replacement for $100,000. And sewer and water half-ton pickup for $31,000. I think I gave you guys all these.
You did.
Yeah, you did.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. Mike?
So the other half of the truck, and then, we're gonna add $5,000 to the article for the loading dock. That we did the last year at the last town meeting. And started getting prices, and by the time I budgeted for it and prices went up and we don't have enough money to do it, so just gonna add some more. And at the end of the fiscal year, I didn't wanna take the gamble if something happened where we had to, we could have probably forwarded some money, carried forward some money, but I didn't wanna take that chance. And Mike said, let's just put one on. It's, anything under 5,000, they don't like to do an article for, but, so we're gonna do that. And then I'm trying to figure out,
How much was approved last year?
I think it was 15 or something like that.
No, you got a bids and you're all set with that, or?
No, I gotta redo it. Yeah, yeah.
And that was, for the record, and that was for what work?
So that's taking the old concrete stairs off the loading dock. The loading dock and the stairs were all poured as one piece. And that's cutting the old stairs off. They're really bad. We've been repairing them for quite a long, the salt just beat them up bad.
They're low.
And, we're gonna take and cut the stairs off, put on, fabricated stairs from a local fabricators, like Jack here and, water tower welding. And, have them galvanized, and they're gonna be grating so the snow falls through them or whatever. And then new railings going up the stairs. And then when they cut the stairs off, I got a quote from that guy to do that epoxy kind of stuff on, because we're gonna be cutting the rebar off and all that, so he's gonna put some kind of concrete stuff on the parts, the whole side of that, and then before the stairs get fabricated and put on. And I'm trying to think of the other article, I can't remember what it is. Do you remember when you looked at them? I can't remember.
The water tank?
Oh, cleaning the water tank, which is another 500. I think it's $4,800 or $4,900.
So on both articles, we're a certain amount of money that's going to be allocated to offset the,
Oh, yeah.
your, but, like
Mike,
12,000 or 15.
yeah, Mike has there's a term for it. I can't remember, to offset
Yeah.
the rate or something, or.
Yeah, offset the rate. So it's in the like 10, 17,000.
Yeah, he's got it in the bottom of our budgets.
So
Yeah,
not the same, but I mean,
yeah,
so that's to offset too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
just,
That's that rate justification. So when at the end of the year, when we've got our income in versus what our budget is, if there's any differences, he does something, I still don't kind of understand it, but he works as something he has to do for the DOR. Yeah.
that's fine. Okay, good. Everett Lake study, is there any more?
We'll be firing all that back up
Okay.
this month. We'll be going.
And I noticed that there's more surveying on the Elm Street. Is
Yeah.
that for?
It's gotta be for us. I haven't stopped and talked to you guys. I don't know if you have.
Yeah, they're wrapping up.
Yeah, okay.
It's not more, it's just the same. They're just not there every day. You might,
Oh, I see.
you know.
On and off.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, Tony, Mike, any concerns?
I don't have any concerns. I just let you guys know, if you see Dave Prickett's van around, the next week or so, he's got a crew in town doing some manhole inspections. Just kind of double check. I've asked him to create a list of the most the ones that are in, depleted the most. And I think we are going to use some of our money that we have currently in surplus to get started with some sewer rehab, which we can really get some bang for our buck with, trenchless, not having to dig up manholes, but actually having them relined from within, like with shotcrete. So, we've had good luck in the past. We did it in 2001. In the manholes that we've done, we re-inspected and, from like maybe a foot below the road where obviously the frost really kind of grabs stuff where the ring is and everything, down where it stays warm, they're perfect.
Good.
So,
Because I know that
We're gonna-
there's some on Main Street that are ringing, but they're not ours, meaning the tops. I think they're.
what do you mean? Oh, they're clanking?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they are.
I don't think-
I would have heard, I think if they were. I certainly get called quickly on that. Anyway, the sewer department does, but the electric company, not so much. But anyway,
Yeah.
so we're going to spend some money on that. He's going to compile a list. We're going to take his list, go out and put eyes on them ourselves. And then from that, determine what we're going to actually go for. I'd like to spend about 60 to 80,000 on it.
That's good maintenance.
Well, we've done our diligence with our phased CMOM project. And now the state's going to want us to start to do some rehab work. And that's kind of where we've been headed. And
Yep.
this is going to kind of be the first kind of endeavor with it.
Good.
Good.
Yeah. So that should happen this season. Oh, yeah, okay. They were trying to do roads today that didn't require detail. Tomorrow they're going to have a police officer. So.
Mike?
DCR sent out a flyer, big email, a little while back about, free plantings that they have. They had 4 different, kind of categories and, one of them was pollinators and wildlife. So, I did apply to get free plantings, from DCR and we were accepted. Received those and, Jeff is gonna get those. You have to pick them up on a Saturday down past Worcester somewhere. I think it might be Westboro or somewhere. I'm not sure where it is.
Get 'em?
Yeah, Jeff's gonna, yeah, they don't deliver them or send them to you. You gotta go grab them. So, so we're gonna, Jeff, we'll figure out where we're gonna plant those. I can't remember. They had a list of what was in there. I think there was oak and, there was some different types of stuff that would go down near, well, anyway, I can't remember them all, but, the consumer confidence postcards went out. I don't know if did you guys get
I've
those?
seen
Yeah,
those.
Quick Print just got it last week. We finalized the postcard for the consumer confidence report. So the URL and Christine had a really good idea, to put the code red, please sign up for code red because we do those calls every now and then. And a lot of people aren't signed up for it. So they call and like, what's going on? There's no water and they're not signed up for code red. So they don't get our reverse 911, but so that was a good idea. And we're gonna be, I'll start flushing probably within a week or two. We're gonna
We're
gonna start flushing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get it done.
It's full and ready to go.
Yeah, yep.
Good.
And today I spent all day working on, our pH probe. That's the inline process pH probe went down. Got all the stuff in the mail yesterday and installed it all today and everything seems to be working good. It was, that's one of them things, $2,500 later. But, it's working well, so. And we had I'm sure you saw we dug up over near the sewer pump station a few weeks ago. We had a water leak on the line that feeds the yard hydrant for the sewer pump station, the Glendale sewer station. There was a leak on that. We had to fix and we dug it up and fixed it. So that's all I got.
So just to just take a minute with this, the new fire station, it's still proposed that it's going to go in front of the plant?
I'm unsure.
Well, there's a committee being formed to, work on this. Still, best of my knowledge, it's still lacking a finance board member. The rest of the folks have volunteered for that.
Preliminary,
But, I mean, part of part of the process of doing anything like this is to do a feasibility study first. So, you know, there is a ways to go before we just pick a place out of, you know, out of the sky and say, this is where it's gonna go and this is how much it's gonna cost, because I don't think anybody really knows. They're just throwing figures around.
Okay, so that's a preliminary spot.
But both
Yeah.
towns have to agree to it still.
And then that's
That's the key component.
yeah, the intermunicipal agreement part is, you know, it's another part of that process. So to jump to conclusions already, I think it's a bit premature.
Okay. Alrighty. So if there's nothing else, someone want to make a motion?
I don't know.
Yep. Oh, sorry, Patrick, I see you're on. Do you have anything you'd like to ask the board?
No, I'm good. I was just listening in. Thank you.
Okay. And with that,
We adjourn.
uh, thank you, everyone.